Oof, it's been a long day playing survival. Sounds like there are a lot of zombies in my house. Holy crap, what are these things? Ah, Hey guys, welcome to my first ever mod review, and we are doing the Clay Soldiers mod. And yes, these are the guys that are featured in the mod. Yes, little clay soldiers. So let's just enter right into the mod house, which is just, by the way, a little survival world that me and my sister play on. So if you want me to like use this world for more, let's say if I want to do mod showcases, tell me in the comments. And so yeah, let's get into the recipes, the basic mechanics of this mod. Okay, so here we have the clay soldier. I named him Clay Guy, but whatever. Anyway, the way you make this clay soldier is you put one soul sand on top of one clay, and it'll give you 4 clay soldiers. Now, you can make different variations of the clay, which is really interesting because it adds factions into the game, and they will fight each other if they are from different factions. And so you can just add a clay soldier with any dye, and it'll give you one of that colored dye soldier. And we even have the coal and redstone variants in this mod. And with the melons, and you can also do this with pumpkins. You can get melon and pumpkin soldiers with this weird, different recipe. And so let's say you wanted a different clay soldier, not the one that you have right now. We can wash the soldier's color. So you can take the example of yellow, for example. I said example twice, that's weird. And put a water bucket in the same crafting table, and you will get, in the end, 1 clay soldier. But if you wanted to do these in hefty loads, you can just put 8 of whatever color you want to wash away, and 1 water bucket. I don't know if this is shapeless or not, but just in case, put the water bucket in the middle, and you will get 8 clay soldiers. Now, these clay soldiers can ride mounts, and this would be helpful whenever they're like having little battles with each other and whatnot. So we have the horses, Pegasi, yes, Pegasi, turtles, bunnies, geckos, don't know what that sign's about. And with the horses, they're just regular mounts. Pegasi are flying mounts, turtles are aquatic mounts, bunnies are high jumping mounts, and geckos are wall climbing mounts. I don't know why I put wall mounting, that's weird. And the way you make the first mount, the horse, is you put 2 clay on the side, on each side, and then in the middle you get a soul sand. And what these blocks here represent are the different type of clay, not exactly clay, the different type of horses you can make for the clay soldiers to ride on. So if I were to look up horse in the creative menu, this is the dirt, sand, gravel, and all this stuff. Yes, a carrot horse. It's pretty weird, but not gonna judge. And then when we go in the Pegasi chest. Oh, that's actually important. I don't know what happened to that. Anyway, when you go into the Pegasi, when you try to make a Pegasi, the crafting recipe is the same as a horse, except there's 1 feather on top of the soul sand, which is supposed to represent the fact that it's a flying horse. And you get the same variants of dirt, sand, gravel, clay, snow, grass, lapis lazuli, and carrots. And then we have turtles, which are different. It's always the same to have 2 soul sand here, and then to make the shell of the turtle, you need sandstone or any of these variants: cobblestone, moss stone, netherrack, endstone, pumpkin, and melon. And then we go into the bunnies. These are also pretty different. These are pretty easy to acquire because all you need is 1 wool on the right side, 1 wool on the left side, and in the exact center, 1 soul sand. And you can make any type of bunny with any type of wool color. And then we have the geckos, the most interesting of them all. What you do is you take a sapling and then a soul sand in the middle, and then your second sapling on the bottom. And these open up to different types of variants because you can take basically hybrids of these geckos. And so let's say you wanted a birch pine wood, you would put a birch on top, then a soul sand, then put a spruce sapling on the bottom, and then you get a birchwood pinewood gecko. And let's say you wanted to do the other way around: spruce sapling on top, then soul sand, then birch sapling, and then you get a pinewood birchwood gecko. So the order of what you put the saplings on does matter a lot. And then we have the miscellaneous items of the mod, reload chunks. The clay disruptor, which is made like this. Yes, it looks like a remote, and it's supposed to. What it does is, whenever there is a clay soldier with a 12 block radius, I think, near it, let's say like right here is good enough, they will turn into their clay form. So let's just put them back and get them all excited again. And this will also destroy any clay in the area, which is why it is called the clay disruptor. See, now you see the clay balls. And then we have clay cookies, which are just good treats for whatever thing wins. And this is also an incorrect recipe, because you actually get 16 clay cookies whenever you make this recipe. Why did I turn that around? And it's just a nice treat for the winner of the battle or whatever, because you can't eat the clay cookies, only the clay soldiers can. And then we have this cool looking thing called the Clay Nexus, which is made like this. It looks like, what's it called? It looks like an enchanting table, except it has soul sand and clay on the sides. And when you open the Clay Nexus, the best way I could talk about this is that the Clay Nexus is like a controllable type of clay soldier spawner. So you'd wanna, if you would wanna mass produce these clay soldiers, you'd put your spawning soldier here, the mount, and then any items you want them to spawn with. So I'll get into those items that they can spawn with right about now. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about the different items in this mod that make the, well, not really items in the mod, but items that you can give to clay soldiers in the mod that make things a lot more interesting. And to start it all off, let's start with the basics. The basic 4 items, we have the stick, leather, steak, and gold ingots. Golden ingot, yeah. Ingot, no, I'm sorry, golden nugget. And so, with the stick, it's basically just a weapon. Their most basic weapon whenever you give it to a soldier. And leather you give for armor. Any type of food except cake, like it says on the sign, is 4 meals for a clay soldier, because they also have a hunger bar. They basically have all the traits a normal Steve or character in Minecraft would have. And then this golden nugget, if you give it to one clay soldier of the same color, it basically becomes the king of the faction. So I have this little guy here trapped here just so that I can show you the things that it gets whenever you drop them. See, it now has that little stick there. Now I'm zooming in with Optifine. It's happy. It's happy. And then he gets that armor. Oh, whoops. I don't want to use that. Drop the steak. It'll use that later for food. It can actually hold on to things. And it is now a king. It's a decked out king. But it's not decked out all the way yet, because you can actually add glowstone to it. Gunpowder, sugar, and clay. And they all do what they say on the sign. The glowstone makes them glow. Gunpowder makes them explode on death, faster speed for the sugar, and with the clay, they can revive fallen teammates with 1 piece of clay. So let's give that guy. So you're probably seeing these gray spots. That just means that he has all that gunpowder, and so he's ready to explode on death. And we also know about the mounts. Whoops, and then sharpened weapon, padded armor. And if we just throw these down here, it has that cool type of thing. And actually, now that it has a sharpened stick, which you can tell by the little white thingy at the end of the stick, and it also has padded armor because it has those white little fabric thingies at the end of the armor. And then we also have, let's get rid of this stuff, redstone, slime ball goo, and goo, I don't know why, and then iron ingots, which give a blinding power to whoever the thingy throws it to. Glue powers for this, wherever it puts the slime ball on. And the increased skeletal core, which makes it less knockback whenever it gets attacked. So if we just give it more of this stuff, it'll become more decked out as anything. Yep, it took everything. And then when we go into ranged weapons, wood, we basically see that gravel acts like a a ranged weapon for these little guys, and if you give a specific amount of wood to these people, or clay soldiers, 5 logs they will make a small fort, 10 logs they will make a medium fort, and 20 logs they will make a cool looking fort. They're not that big though, so let's just throw them down there, and I will show you the fortresses that they make. Okay, so right here we have a clay soldier that made their own little fortress, small fortress, when you give them 5 logs. Over here we have a fortress from a clay soldier that made it out of 10 logs. And they make these cool things here. Oh, sorry for that lag. 20 logs. And when we go in here, they even have a bonus chest filled with 16 sticks to give to their teammates as weapons. And that is basically all the basics there are to this mod. And so I want to leave you guys with a final battle, or whatever, between 4 of the factions of the clay soldiers: red, yellow, green, and blue. And they also have items, and I will just step on this pressure plate and the gates will open, and let's see who will win. It is a bit laggy though whenever it does start to, take place. That's only because there are a lot of entities moving, and these chests, they take stuff out of them, and so that is how they are getting their items right now, because I stock those chests with stuff. So in a way, you can actually have a Hunger Games, survival games type of deal whenever you make an arena like this and you have the mod installed. And it's actually a really cool thing. And so this battle seems like it's coming to a close. I'm actually going to collect all of this, even though I'm kind of disrupting the fight. Oh yeah, and then one last feature is if you right-click on any of these soldiers, like let's say this one, you can actually go first person, there's me, first person with them, and see what they are doing until they die, of course, because you can't really spectate when they die. See, like right now we're looking just at some red guy with armor, and he just killed a green guy. He's probably gonna end up dying at one point anyway. No, he's not gonna die. I guess not. And if you ever want to exit, because I didn't figure this out until I read the actual mod post, if you ever want to exit being in first-person mode of the clay soldier, gosh, it's just being an X-ray, and you can see everything. You just press the shift button, and so let's see which ones are the ones remaining. There's a lot of stuff on the ground. I'll just pick all that up. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know what that's about. I see some slime suit or something. Slime suit guy? I don't know. But it looks like the yellow people won, and I don't know what you're doing. You're not yellow, but the yellow people win. So yeah, that's it for the clay soldiers mod. They actually there are actually more items involved in the clay soldiers mod, and so if you want me to cover those items, I'll do them in another video, because it's a little too long if I cover those. And I might actually want to, let's say, do a little tournament with these guys, because it's really cool. They actually have 20 factions put into this. These are all of the 20 soldiers in this mod, and so it's a really cool mod. If I were to rate this, I would give it 9 senior Changs out of 10 senior Changs. I don't know why I chose senior Changs, but that's it.